And welcome back to Music Free Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I am back on my tower because it needs a lot of work. We got some good stuff going on up here. I want to add some more greenery, but I also want to add a lot more details to the main portion of the tower, which let's face it, is big and gray and just needs a lot of help. As I jump out here to free cam, you can see I've added some bricks up the sides here a little bit, which brings some of the color in, like, because I'm using all of the brick up on the lighthouse, right? That brings some of that color down into the rest of the tower. And I think that's looking okay, other than being really just boring and rectangular. Maybe we'll be able to do something about that. But I want to bring some color into these areas here, right? The big curves. And I think I have an idea how I want to do that. So let's get moving on that and just see if I can get something that kind of works. So here's what I've got going on now, bringing some of the brick into the sides of the towers. So I've basically just got stone brick walls coming in. Adds a little depth, but it's harder to see the depth because of the corner. But then I stuck some honey right here on a couple of these floors, so that one, it's going to light up a little bit at night, and two, it gives the impression of windows, which I'm all for. That's kind of the idea. So the question is that good? Do I need to go higher? Do I need to go lower? Now that bottom window is lined up special. Let me kind of show you what's going on here. So I'm up here on this floor, which I think is the floor that's the main entrance to the castle, if I'm remembering correctly. And see, you can see there's the inside of that thing. Well, that lower window ends up being right about the same level as this floor, okay? Which is why it's there. The other thing I could do is switch it around so that the honey is, I could switch it around so the honey is in the top, middle, and bottom instead of in the, that section is the second and fourth sections. But I think this is going to be a little bit nicer because I do want to, I think, continue this floor around on the inside. I think. I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm just making this up as I go along, which is actually the fun part. This is looking pretty good so far. I've got a couple more to do, but I like what this is doing. This is going to make this, it makes the soup can look less like a can. It actually is beginning to look more like it's an intentional part of the castle. And that makes me happy. With all of the brickwork in down here, which is looking, it's looking better. Simple, but better. I'm going to start bringing some of this brickwork into the second layer up here, okay? You can see I've got one little sample pillar here. And I think this is working out really well, especially because where I put that, let me come around to this side with the free cam. You see this corner right here where it's the two blocks coming in that join? It kind of throws off the curve just a touch. Like it almost makes it a little bit too angular right there. Well, this way, by putting in the brick, it cuts out a little bit of that angle while adding that little bit of actual brick rather than stone brick, and then adding the honey in gives it some color. Also, a little bit of light, which is just, seriously, there's some light missing from this tower. So all of these additions should help change that. Well, this is definitely looking better. Bringing the brick and honey blocks on the sort of on the 45-degree angles. So we've got almost this line coming up that way, okay? Which is nice, okay? Now I do still need to do the archways, and there's definitely more detail to do on this layer, okay? But I think this is doing a lot better. And yeah, coming in here with more of this, right? more of this polished brick wall. And I think... And what did I do? I think I did... Yeah, I think I did this. Right? And that gives you just a... It's a nice, simple entryway. Right? I've got a matching one over there. I'll punch in, I guess, just that side, because this side doesn't have one because the elevator would be blocking this. But it definitely gives a little bit of a little bit more of a defined entrance coming in here. And so I think I want to put in a little bit of detail up in this sort of big flat area above the door. And I don't know what, said maybe a little bit more brick. But yeah, all in all, I think this is actually going to work out okay. I don't have to get super crazy with it, but just a little bit of extra detail would be nice. The next step in my tower plans here are going to be these sections over these arches, okay? Now, if I step out here on the outside, yeah, it's just big and kind of gray and blank. And if I come out in free cam, you can kind of see we've got a little bit of color there with the brick and honey, and that's great. And I think what I'm going to do is bring in some of that brick over here. So let's go ahead. I've got some brick wall in my inventory. Let's go ahead and just throw some in and see what we can do. I think this is going to work. Yeah, it's plain. It's, you know, it's a rectangle with another rectangle. You know, welcome to Minecraft. It's okay. It feels like I need a little bit more detail around this somehow. I just don't know what I want it to be. So for now, I think I am going to go with this. So we'll go ahead and get this set up around the rest of the tower. And then I'll maybe take a look and see if there's a little bit more detailing, a little bit more something I want to do around the outside of this. So I'm looking at my brick window, and this is the side that I've closed off, and, you know, where the elevator is, right? It's just on the other side of that wall. And, you know, I was looking at some things, right? I was thinking maybe some glass here, and that's not great. Or thought about bringing some tuff down the side, and that just feels awkward and, I don't know, just wrong. So for the moment, I think I'm going to leave it, and let's head up to the next layer up and maybe start adding some garden bits. Because my whole idea with this was that it would be some sort of tower garden where the residents of the castle could come up here. It's relatively safe. You've got a great view of the ocean. And then up top, I'd have lots of greenery and all sorts of good stuff up there. So let's head up top and see what I could do. Maybe some small custom trees, some bushes, flowers maybe. I don't know. We'll just have some fun doing decorative nonsense. It's going to be great. If I look at where I want to plant the trees, right? The idea is there would still be defenders who would be up here, who would be shooting down off the tower, right out, you know, out that way or whatever, and would be able to support through the machicolations and target anything or anyone who might be potentially coming up over these tower walls, right? If I work on that basis, right? So I've got that rule set for me. I need to ensure that some of this area out against this wall, or maybe all of this area, remains clear and soldiers would be able to run along the top of it and make with the plinky plinky with the crossbows and the arrows and the fireworks and stuff. Okay? Does it make sense? Of course it does. But I've got a lot of areas up here and then areas up top where I definitely want to bring in the trees. So let's see if I can plant a few of these down here and just see what I can get. Yeah, and these might just be actually kind of boring trees. Let's start out with Senior Boring Tree here. Now, the thing with Senior Boring Tree is that he is, in fact, a boring tree. So I think we're going to bring some leaves out this way. I think we're going to add some more up top. And it's okay if this thing is lopsided. So we're going to play with a few of these things, see if I can get a few more leaves out here. And maybe Senior Boring Tree will be a little bit less boring. It's Senior Boring Tree is looking less boring. Definitely needs some detail around it, but I slapped a sea lantern under there. So you can see I've got some light here. Definitely have to bring some around this way as well. Now, I'm going to free cam under here for just a moment. Right, you can see, oh look, there's the sea lantern. Yeah, I need to cover this whole inside with something. So probably oak slabs. Okay, but I think this is going to be sort of the idea. Is I'm going to take a bunch of trees set in pots, and I think I'll come in and I'll add some compost so it looks like there's potting soil there. And we'll just throw some trees in and around this whole area. Not necessarily all like symmetrical and stuff, because gardens are rarely symmetrical, right? I know, I've seen gardens. The plants don't do that, and while people might, I think it's going to be more fun if I cut back on the symmetry a little bit. The trees are coming along. Again, they're going for a little bit of a wild look, you know, something that's, yes, they're in pots, but they're also not necessarily the most, I don't know, I was going to say pruny. That's not the right word. They're not the most, they're not shaped, right? They're allowed to sort of grow however they will, okay? So we're giving them a little bit of extra, you know, just extra space around, you know, so they can grow and be wonderful, wild, and whatever trees, right? And this one, I wanted to bring in a cherry tree. We're going to use the dark oak fences for our cherry wood substitute here, since cherry wood does not, or cherry fences don't look like cherry logs. They look, well, pink. So we're going to go with this, kind of shape this out, add some, definitely add a few more blossoms and stuff around here. Now, remember, cherry trees are kind of bushy. So this is going to be a bushy tree, okay? Just a little bit. So I'm going to keep playing with this, see what I can do, and see if I can get this tree kind of looking all right. And yeah, hopefully it'll be fine. I think this is cool. I think this is very cool. I love the brewing stand up here with, you know, with the, I didn't know this before. You can hang lanterns from the base of brewing stands. So that's cool. We've got this thing. Now, it does kind of look like a drone or something, but, you know, that's okay. That's totally fine. But I wonder, I do have trapdoors, iron bars. What if I were to take out those and we'll put in iron bars there? Yes. I think that's going to be better. Now I could try chains. I could absolutely try chains. I don't think I have any with me, but let's go craft some real quick. Chains have been acquired. So let's go ahead and take those out and we'll slap some chains under there. Now, aside from the fact that chains don't necessarily look sturdy or as sturdy, I have definitely seen decorative wrought iron chains, right? They look like chains, but they don't like chain. They're just forged and stuff to look that way. But I like that. There are a couple of places where I could slide them in in these corners here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, because again, this is supposed to be mostly functional militarily, but something like that, though. Why is that different from that? My crenellations are all messed up. I definitely need to sort this mess. Yeah, I definitely need to sort this mess out. But because it looks like maybe I need to double up over there, not there. I don't know. I have a lot of cleanup to do. But as we come around here, I think there's definitely some places where we could slide some stuff in and it would look good, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm okay with this. Okay, now I said I might change out the chains, but all in all, I like these lamps, and you know, they're okay. The brewing stand on top, though, is just fun. I kind of like that look. If the brewing stands gave off light, that would be even better. Then I wouldn't even necessarily have to use the lantern underneath. But that is a cool little design. I'm down with that. So we've got some flowers in, and these are starting to look okay, right? And this is good. I like the extra color they're bringing, even in the rain. And it's just looking nice. The next thing I want to do is I want to start just sort of tearing some holes in all of this moss, okay? And I may definitely, where I've got places like over there where it's too much of a straight line or something, I may do something else. But what I want to do, aside from falling off, because, you know, that's fun, is I want to get up here with some grass, right? And just mix in some grass here, right? And let that sort of break up all of this, just this whole mess, right? Because this moss is all, it's great. I mean, it looks good. I like moss. But it's just looking a little bit too uniform, right? So by mixing in a little bit of this, just a little bit of this grass here, you know, it breaks up the grid a little bit, and it's gonna look good. So we're just gonna whip all the way around here and do a little bit of happy moss replacement. Oh yeah, this is looking so much better. Yeah, and it might be good to throw a few more flowers around. I'm intentionally not putting in a path, though, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing to have one, but no, I think this would be nice and well tended and just a pleasant area to walk around. Okay. If you want to sit down, you can sit down by the fountain, you know, lots of nice cool water, whatever going on. You know, it's a nice little area to be in, I think. It's peaceful and chill, and you can look down over the roof of a castle. That's perhaps not the most exciting view, but you could come out and look over the ocean, and that's a much nicer view, right? Okay, right up until you hit the render distance. But, you know, that's okay. It's totally fine. And that is going to do it for me today. This project has been a lot of fun. I love the way this castle's coming together, and these lamps and these trees, I think they work. But hey, speaking of working, I'm not going to be. Yes, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from video production for a little while, so there will be no videos for, a while. I'm not entirely sure how long. I just need some time off. I will still be streaming though, so check that out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Oh, it's great. Like the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications. YouTube will tell you when I'm going live. It'll be great. I'm over playing in Create Mod, and it's going to be all sorts of fun. Seriously, lots of fun happening over there. So come check that out. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming, signing off.